Death End Request isn't due out until later this month on the 22nd, but Idea Factory International were kind enough to send me over a code in advance to put the game through its paces. Unfortunately, I only got a hold of it when I was deep into Kingdom Hearts 3, so I haven't played as much of it as I'd like, and I'm definitely not ready for a full review just yet. I can, however, share some thoughts on the game so far. Death End Request is a game I've been keeping my eye on for a while. I saw a trailer that was full of this kind of thing, and I was pretty much sold right there and then. Girls that transform are sort of my kryptonite, but this is a totally different take on the normal magical girl thing. They aren't transforming because they've got some amazing power hidden inside them, and the story isn't a light-hearted frolic like you'd expect. They are actually transforming because they are glitching out, and you'll see this whole glitchy theme run throughout the entire game. It draws on yet another type of thing we've seen several times before, but once again it does it in a different way than I'm used to. The story is another one of those people inside a virtual reality MMO type deal, but the game is split into two different parts. It's not your typical people trapped inside, it's more like unraveling the mystery on how real life and this game are entwined, in a way, or at least that's what I'm feeling at the moment. You'll spend some of your time inside World's Odyssey playing as various girls and pushing further into the game world, but at the touch of a button from the menu screen you are sent back to real life where you play as one of the developers at the company who was making World's Odyssey. Heading into real life and further understanding the mystery will help break down the walls in the game that are preventing the girls from progressing. It's been fairly interesting so far, but be warned, it is very text heavy, especially in the beginning. It's very visual novel-like at times, which is totally fine because I don't mind visual novels at all, but I wasn't expecting it going in, having only seen an action-packed trailer or two. And speaking of action, the combat is yet another interesting take on some of the many hybrid turn-based action systems we've seen before. It differs the most in the sheer number of mechanics there are, and I'm not even that far into the game yet. Some of the mechanics are really creative though. There are literal computer bugs personified on the battlefield, and you can use them in a variety of different ways. Running over them damages you and adds to your level of glitchiness. You transform into glitch mode when you reach 80%. You can also use them for extra damage by knocking enemies into them. The battle system is turn-based, but you can free roam during your turn and select 3 actions to take. Hitting an enemy with all 3 actions will send them flying, and if they hit any bugs, they take extra damage. Removing bugs from the battlefield also allows you to call in your friendly developer from the real world. He can hack into the game and do all kinds of things, like temporarily turn the game into a shooter, for instance. He has the ability to hack in and change the genre of the game, which sounds a lot cooler than what actually happens in most cases, but the concept and flavor of it all is just really awesome. I'm certainly looking forward to diving back in, and I definitely recommend looking into the game in the lead up to launch. It's a compile heart game, so it does lack polish, and you can tell the game didn't have the highest budget in the world, but it has offered a pretty unique experience for me so far. Oh, and the one thing compile heart games usually always get right is the soundtrack. Death End Request is certainly no exception. I'm really liking some of these tracks. And on that note, I think I'll end my impressions here and play out the rest of the video with some of that beautiful music. I'll see you all soon.